Hey everybody, so I'm back again with another recap of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days with a new camera. I'm so crunk about this new camera. You have no idea. I changed my lighting, I got a new camera, I'm in the same old room, same old me. So just some new things and some of the old, but yeah, I'm super excited. This is amazing and it's all because of you guys. So thank you once again to every single person who donated. Thank you once again to every single person who may have shared a video with somebody who had never watched me before. If it weren't for each of you, this would not be happening. And I'm just I can't express how grateful I am. You guys are seriously the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that's enough. Let's get into the recap. Okay, so for a special treat, watch till the end of this video so that you can see the homegoing celebration for my old camera, Miss Ruby May. We are going to lay her to rest. We are going to celebrate the life and all the wonderful videos that she gave us over the past year. Like, we are just going to send her off right. But for now, let's get into this recap. All right, so first up is Hazel and Tariq. So yes, we got Hazel and Tariq back this week. And you know what? I don't know if Hazel watched my recap from last week, but she must have been listening, because I told her last week that she needed to take a page out of Ximena's playbook and really butter Tariq up with the love and the affection. And Hazel actually attempted. Now, she tried. I'll give Hazel that. So Hazel and Tariq are on their little romantic getaway. They're still in the Philippines, but they decided to get away from Dean because, of course, Dean has blown up Hazel's plan. And Hazel is nervous at this point that Dean knows all her little secrets. And she doesn't want Dean corrupting Tariq's mind. So she needs to get Tariq by himself so that she can, you know, put her feminine wiles on him and get this green card going. So they go off to some little beach resort island vacation or whatever. It starts off real dry. Honey, Hazel is being boring and just a sad sack as usual. And, you know, Tariq is trying, but then Tariq has a little ray of hope moment because it starts raining. They're sitting on the beach having a conversation. And he says, let's go run in the rain. And they go and run. And she's giggling and rubbing up on him. And I was like, okay, Hazel, girl, I see you. Okay, girl, get this green card. Yes. She smiled more than I've seen her smile since she's been on this show. I mean, she was just giggling and kikiing, honey. She was so happy out there running in the rain with Tariq. It was real cute. But then they get back to the room. So Tariq's all excited because he really feels like Hazel is opening up to him. And then all of his dreams are dashed when Hazel immediately closes back off again. He tries to give her a kiss on the balcony. He says real quick, and you know, she gives him a real quick kiss. She said, you asked for a real quick kiss, you about to get a real quick kiss. And that's exactly what she gave him. He was real disappointed. She said it was time to take a shower. I don't know why he thought maybe they were going to take a shower together. He looked genuinely disappointed when she was like, okay, time to take a shower. And she went in there, like, shut the door and locked it. Tariq was like, dang, like, I'm like, dude, like, she just barely gave you a kiss 2 seconds ago. You think that little run around the rain meant that you was about to get some? Like, no, sir. That nickel is still between those knees. You're not getting any. Foolishly, you know, Tariq still is contemplating proposing to Hazel, which I think is utterly crazy because he doesn't really know her that well. And I mean, of course, we all know Hazel's endgame. And I think deep down, Tariq knows Hazel's endgame too. He knows that she's very poor. Clearly, her family's very poor. And I mean, obviously, he's going to bring her up out of poverty and give her a brand new life. But Tariq just doesn't want to do that without actually having some kind of connection, love, affection, something. I mean, I think he understands the deal going on here, but it's like Hazel's not holding up her part of the deal. I think Tariq is a little nervous to propose to her because he's like, dang, this girl don't even really like me. I'm not sure, which he shouldn't be sure. He needs to put that ring away. He needs to know, like, no, we need to give this more time. Like, you have a whole child at home. We don't have time to be playing games, bringing home fake moms and stuff. Like, no, think about your daughter, Tariq. Like, this is not a game. Like, you can't just bring anybody just because she's sweet and nice to raise your child. Like, that's not how it works. They go on this little boat ride out to some water or something. I don't know where they were, but it was cute. You know, neither one of them could swim for real, and they was in the water with their life jackets on. And, you know, Hazel, you know, was telling Tariq that she loved him, and it was all very fake to me. I mean, I feel like Hazel just said she loved Tariq because she felt Tariq slipping away. She could tell Tariq was becoming very apprehensive about their whole relationship. She could tell that his aggressiveness probably toward her had kind of died down a little bit. He wasn't probably as eager, as excited as he was when he first got there. And I think she's a little shook. And so she was like, I need to do something big to reel this man back in. And so she told him that she loved him. Tariq did not say I love you back, which I was so proud of him, because I really was scared when the girl said I love you that he was going to get caught up in all the emotion of it, because, you know, he's so excited to have Hazel. I really thought that he was going to be like all just doe-eyed and just an idiot and be like, oh, I love you too. But he wasn't. He was very level-headed. He thought about it. You know, he was like, oh, okay, I really think Tariq was probably thinking in the back of his mind, like, are you just saying this because you want to, you know, just say it? Or do you really actually love me? I think he's questioning her at this point, and I like that. I think that he has done way too much fawning over her. He's done way too much drooling. He's done way too much without thinking. And now he's starting to think, and that's what he needs to do for the betterment of his life with his child. He needs to think with his brain, not his other head. And it seems like that's what he's doing. But, you know, I don't believe Hazel loves Tariq. I think she just said that just because she was nervous that she was losing him. And, you know, she had to give CPR to this relationship because it was really about to flatline. He was excited. They had this little fake dramatic scene like they was in Gone with the Wind where they was kissing on a rock. Whatever. TLC, y'all could have kept that. But, you know, I will see what happens with them in the future. I really don't know. I mean, of course, Hazel's faking all of this. Hazel doesn't love Tariq. And Tariq is really thinking through whether or not her feelings are real. Even though she did say she loved him, I think he's kind of like, he doesn't really believe it. Deep down, he knows she's just saying that. You know, she's trying to revive this relationship because she sees America slipping away. And so she's like, I would do anything to be able to have this better life. So yeah, I love you. And I think he kind of knows she didn't really mean it. But we'll see what happens with these two in the future. But let's move on for now to the next couple. All right, so next is Paul and Karine. So Paul and Karine are still in the aftermath of their huge blow-up fight. Of course, we saw last week that Paul had a discussion with Karine's mom and the translator that did not end well. Paul ended up giving Karine her ring back, storming off. The mom is saying that she wants to try to break them up. She just wants divorce. And I'm like, they've been married for 48 hours. Y'all should have just stopped her from marrying him. Like I said last week, I don't necessarily think that Paul is crazy. I think that they have enabled Karine for far too long, and I think they're letting Karine do whatever she wants to do and then just coming to her defense. Like, she has a part to play in this as well. So now Paul is wandering the streets of Brazil by himself. I don't know where Paul was, where he was going. He's still walking like his back is broken. Paul just, oh Lord, anyway, he going to this coffee shop and he goes to Skype his mom to talk to her about what's going on. Mom basically just hits him with the facts again. Mom always comes with the facts when she talks to Paul, and it was basically, y'all still need to learn each other's languages. This might not be working out. You might just need to come on home. Now, I do think that mom Paul and Paul have a really close relationship, and I feel like she was real quick to tell Paul to come home because she misses Paul. And I can understand that. You know, if your mama, you know, if you and your mom are real close and you go off on the other side of the world somewhere, and you know, she doesn't see you anymore, and of course you're calling her and telling her how what you thought was going to be great isn't working out, she's going to tell you to come home. Is that really the best thing for him? Probably not, but I can see why she told him that. I mean, I totally get it, Mother Paul. You know, he went down there, he married this girl that he barely really knew for real. She's real young, and not only is Karine young, but she's even younger mentally. And so Paul is basically her dad. He's in his 30s. They're both socially stunted. They're both, you know, a little mental. And this is just a match made in hell, honestly. He still can't speak Portuguese, which to me is one of the biggest problems. That alone is going to cause so much stress in a relationship, let alone this girl is super young, she act young, she's lazy, she don't want to do nothing, and she's spoiled. And on top of that, y'all can't even communicate. Like, think about it. If you couldn't even really argue with your significant other and get your point across, You gotta constantly be typing on the phone. You can't have a full argument on a Siri app. I'm sorry. Siri cannot really, you cannot go back and forth how you do when you're really trying to get your point across. Having to type that mess in the language translator, it's just not the same, and that's frustrating. And he needs to learn Portuguese. I mean, she needs to learn English too, but if he's gonna live in Brazil, because I don't see no plans of coming back to America, not anytime soon. I mean, of course she needs to learn English, but he needs to learn Portuguese so that he can not only communicate with her, but communicate with her family, because that whole conversation with the mama and the translator was trash, garbage, throw it away. Nobody understood what anybody was saying. And I'm just like, listen, dude, how hard is it to get you a Rosetta Stone and learn Portuguese? Like, this is the root of their problem. I mean, it's tons of other things on top of it. He needs to learn Portuguese. While Paul and Karine are still kind of separated, they still haven't really come back together over the food fight that they had. Paul gets a call from Karine saying that she's in the clinic with her mama and he needs to come immediately. So of course Paul takes off running like he ran into the woods and was about to jump in the river when he had to tell Karine that he burned his whole house down back in the day. Paul doesn't need to run ever. Like I never need Paul to run. Like, you can do a brisk walk, you know, you can pick up the pace, but when he runs, like, he literally looks like he hopped off the short yellow bus and is running to school. I mean, he looks like, I see why y'all don't like him. Whenever I see him running, I'm like, Paul, I be trying to be on your side. Like, I really be trying to, like, defend you, Paul. But you make it hard on me every week. Now, I'm trying to convince these folks that you sane and you not crazy, but you take off running down the street like your shoes 3 sizes too big. I can't do it no more. I'm done. I can't defend this man no more, because now I look crazy. You got me looking stupid, Paul. I'm trying to defend them and tell them that you got some sense, and you running down the street looking like he looks like he used to be like an animal with 4 legs, and then God said one day, no, I want you to walk upright. And he's like, I don't know how to do that, Lord. My back doesn't, my legs don't work that way. Like, he's learning how to walk on 2 legs, and he used to run on 4. I can't defend Paul. I've defended him one too many times, y'all. Now I feel like I'm starting to look crazy. They try to make it suspenseful as if we don't already know that Karine's pregnant. They leave it hanging, go to several commercial breaks, and then come back, and, you know, the doctor is like, well, could you be pregnant? Well, let's take a test. And, but, like, come on with the results, ma'am. Karine just sitting there, stomach poking out, face puffy, skin broke out, looking just as pregnant as ever. I'm like, do we really need to do this test? I can do an eye test to tell you this girl is pregnant. Paul is acting all concerned, talking about, I don't speak Portuguese, but what exactly is going on here? And he's like, how stressful it is that he doesn't understand what the doctor's saying. Well, if you learn Portuguese, then you know what the doctor was saying. They do the test, and of course they have to wait a couple hours, so they go to the park and have a conversation about, I don't know what, about how much they hate each other still. Who cares? Whatever. And the doctor calls and says, you know, that Karine is pregnant, her test is positive, and that she's about 4 to 5 weeks pregnant. Now, y'all can believe that this girl is 4 to 5 weeks pregnant if you want to. I believe that she is about 12 to 14 weeks pregnant. I've never in my life seen someone who is young. This girl is like 22, a slender girl. Nobody with their first baby starts showing within 4 to 5 weeks. Now, she might be sleepy and tired. Now, those are first trimester symptoms. Sleepy and tired, not feeling well, all those things, you know, that kind of goes with the first trimester. But the fact that her face is so puffed up and that her skin is so broken out and that her stomach is all like, she wears clothes to try to hide it. She wore that little ruffled top that day when they went to the grocery store. Like, she's showing. There's no way she's 1 month pregnant and she's showing already. And this is her first baby and she's a slender girl naturally. I don't believe it, y'all. I don't think this is Paul's baby. I don't believe it. I don't know whose baby it is, but I'm pretty sure that when Paul went back to America the first time, Karine moved on with her life. She probably kept in communication with Paul, but she didn't think he was coming back. I think she moved on with her life. I don't believe this is his baby. And even if it is 4 to 5 weeks pregnant, how long has Paul been back in Brazil? Like, what's the time period here? Because the way they edit the show, it makes it really hard to piece time together. I don't know like when they got married, how long it took them to plan it. I don't know if he's been there 2 weeks. I don't know if he's been there 2 months at this point. It's really hard to tell. But for her to be 4 to 5 weeks pregnant, I'm like, have you been there 5 weeks? I mean, maybe he had, I don't know, but I don't think this Paul baby. I don't think she's 4 weeks pregnant. I don't. Not at all. Nope. I just don't believe it, y'all. But, you know, I guess the baby's gonna bring them together like she said it would. She swear that them having a baby is a good thing. I'm like, okay, girl. We'll see what happens with these two in the future. Let's move on to the next couple. All right, so next is John and Rachel. So this week, Rachel is back in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I think is where she lives. And John is still in England. Rachel is just, you know, still upset that she had to come home by herself and that her and John are now separated again. And she's doing everything in her power to figure out what they're going to do to be together legally. And so they have decided that they're going to go ahead and get married, that she's going to go back over to England with what money, honey, I don't know, but I'm not counting nobody's coins. So go ahead, Rachel. She's going to go back over to England. They're going to get married there. And then they're going to try to bring John over on a spousal visa. They think that's going to be the easiest thing with his criminal record. And so I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I already know the end of this story. So, you know, I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, John and Rachel still bore me. You know, whatever, you know, Rachel's getting back into the routine. Her other daughter's back. And did y'all notice that the other daughter had her face blurred in this episode? So I'm thinking that maybe the father of, I don't remember the girl's name. Y'all forgive me. I forgot her name. I'm about to give her a name like I always do. Susie. We'll just call her Susie because I honestly don't remember what her name was. Little face was blurred this episode. And I'm thinking that little Susie's daddy probably doesn't want her seen on the show. And I know a lot of people were giving Rachel flack for like not having her daughter on the show, not talking about her a lot. But I'm thinking now, and I thought the same thing, because I was like, girl, you done went to England, forgot you got another child. But I'm thinking that it's more of the dad doesn't want his daughter on TV. And I think he probably told Rachel, no, don't put her on there, or she can be on there, but her face can't be shown, or don't talk about her too much. That's what I'm thinking, because we just have not seen this child. And for her to have her face blurred is like a whole nother level of privacy. So I'm thinking something like that's going on. But anyway, to her life, and John and Rachel have decided that they're going to get married. And so Rachel and her friend broke down Lucy Lou, go down there to that bridal shop to try on dresses. And you know, I was just like, Lord, Rachel's frumpy behind is in this bridal shop trying on these gorgeous gowns. She got on those same jeans from England and the same sweater, the jeans that's too long, that's dragging the ground. Oh God, y'all already know how I feel about Rachel and her frumpiness. But you know, she tries on all these gowns and she's so self-conscious because of her body. And I get that. Like, I get it, y'all. Like, I really do. I get going into the dressing room and don't nothing look right because your body is different. And she has this whole moment where she's just crying, thinking about back when she was slender and before she had babies, before her body changed. And I'm sure a lot of moms have had this same exact moment where they're at the store and they've had 2 or 3 kids and their body just don't look like how it used to. And you like, who is this person I'm looking at? And I really felt for her in that moment, even though I don't like her and I hate how frumpy she is. I really did feel for her in that moment because that was just real. I feel like she really was self-conscious and she had a hard time like feeling beautiful picking out her wedding dress when she's not happy with her body. If you're not happy with how you look, you need to do something about it. I think that Rachel definitely has potential to, you know, lose weight, exercise, do whatever she needs to do. So, you know, if you're to the point where you're crying in the dressing room, I think that that's time to take action, Rachel. And you need to do something about it to change your body to get it to look like how you want it to. I know that's easier said than done, but it can be done. And that's what I would do. Like, that would have motivated me to be like, I'm about to get a personal trainer, or I'm about to be watching some videos. I'm losing this baby weight. I'm about to be fine on my wedding day. That's just me. But she's trying on the dresses. She doesn't want to come out. Her friend broke down Lucy Lou, is trying to get her to come out. The bridal shop lady, did y'all see her hair? What was that? Like, what was the it was like she had just this much hair teased right here, and that's it. Everything else was flat iron smooth. What's going on in New Mexico? What y'all doing? What y'all doing in New Mexico? Like, what? She had broke down Lucy Lou. Her friend looked like Elvira and Lucy Lou had a baby. That's what her friend looked like. The bridal shop lady looked like she could have been a member of like an 80s rock band. I don't know what's going on in New Mexico, but y'all need to get together. But then picks a dress that she feels comfortable enough to come out in. She comes out in it and she still had her clothes on underneath, apparently. I don't know what kind of bra Rachel had on. Was that a bra or was it a tank top? It literally looked like a whole shirt she had on under this wedding dress. But the dress looked nice on, like, Rachel looked really nice and she loved the dress. And she was so excited because it actually covered all the things she wanted it to cover. It enhanced all the things she wanted to enhance. She looked nice. And I was like, yes, girl, say yes to the dress. Not so fast, because Rachel didn't have enough coins to get the dress that she wanted. And so you mean to tell me we done sat up in here and watched this whole scene with you crying and upset that you couldn't wear the dress, and this whole time you didn't even have no coins to buy a dress in the first place? Why are we in here? Why did I come with you? Do you know I would have went off on my friend right there in the bridal store if we done went through a whole day of tears and emotions and body self-esteem issues, and I done gave you a whole therapy session about how you need to be confident, and then you finally find a dress that does it for you, that you look beautiful in, and you gotta leave it in the store because you don't have enough money to pay for it? Excuse me, ma'am. Why did you bring me here? Why did we go through all of this if you knew when you knew when you put that dress on you couldn't buy it? I'm like, what we came here for? TLC told her she had to go try some dresses on. They knew she had no money. Why TLC didn't buy her that dress? They know Rachel ain't got no coin. Rachel just spent her last $2 going back to England to marry John. She can't what? She gonna wear, watch. She gonna get married in that sweater and them jeans. That's what Rachel gonna get married in. Because Rachel ain't got 2 pennies to rub together, honey. These the brokest folks I ever seen in my life, honey. He's shuffling through garbage. And I don't know what she doing. She a stay-at-home mama living off food stamps and child support, apparently. Because she don't have not a coin to be spoken of. What is going on with them? How 2 broke folks fall in love? I can't fall in love with nobody broke. I'm sorry. I know love conquers all, but I need you to have a little money. You have a little something. Y'all can call me superficial all you want, whatever. I need you to have a little something. We can't both be broke. Trying to Rachel. Whatever. Best of luck to them. Let's move on to the next couple. It's Ricky and Ximena. So I'm going to get through Ricky and Ximena real quick because nothing too serious really happened with them. We kind of pick up right where we left off last week with Ximena after she stormed off. And, you know, the next day they kind of talked it through, and Ximena is still hurt. It seems like they're kind of doing exactly what I said was going to happen, where she basically went off on him, let him know, and then kind of like weaseling his way back in. Or basically I said she was going to forgive him and they're going to finish out this trip. And that's pretty much what's happening. They had a whole conversation about it. He admitted to her everything about Melissa and how, you know, Melissa and him just didn't hit it off. It didn't work out. Ximena was still pissed off. She was like, oh, so I'm just your plan B. And she is. I mean, everything he said was true. He fessed up. He's still a sleazeball, but you know, he told her everything and she didn't like it. But then he said something cute to her and child kissed her hand or something and told her he loved her, and they made up and they were back together and she was smiling again. I don't even know. Whatever. I mean, yeah, they're going to finish this trip out. I really don't have much else to say about them. That was about it. I mean, yeah. Let's move on to the next couple. So next is Marta and Daya. So this week, Marta is getting ready to go to Algeria to meet her boyfriend, Daya, for the first time. A few challenges in this relationship as well. Marta does not speak Arabic and Daya speaks very little English. She does speak some Arabic. I can tell she's trying to learn some words. But she doesn't speak it well enough to really form more sentences than a hi, how are you? And that's about it. He really doesn't know much English other than that as well. You know, he probably knows yes, no, okay. They're trying to communicate, but it's not gonna work. No. That Marta is from a long line of exotic dancers and Daya is Muslim. Now, last week I said that since Marta grew up or was baptized into the Catholic faith, but she's an exotic dancer, not a true, you know, devout Catholic, that she could probably profess to be Muslim and just not do anything, just like she doesn't do anything for the Catholic religion. And a lot of you had a lot to say about that. And I feel like I just wanted to clear up what I meant a little bit because I feel like maybe it was a little misunderstood. Now, it's from Algeria, which is a Muslim country. In other words, the actual laws that are put into place in the country are based on the Muslim religion. The people themselves declare themselves to be Muslim, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all of them necessarily follow the Muslim religion to the letter. I think that Daya is one of these people, the same way that Azin is from North Africa and they also are a Muslim culture, like the laws and everything are Muslim, but Azin's not a practicing Muslim. I don't think that he is. About Daya. Now, he says that he has a problem with Marta being a Catholic, and he wants her to profess that she's a Muslim or convert to the Muslim religion, because that's what he is, and he wants to marry a Muslim woman, apparently, or he has to marry a Muslim woman. I'm not really sure. My thing is, guys or men who are immersed in the Muslim religion, they are serious about that. Like, it's no joke to them, and they don't even entertain women who don't already follow the Muslim religion. They are so serious about their religion, and they won't even entertain a girl who is not Muslim. And you know, I mean, they already know who they're supposed to marry because they're serious about their religion, and they're not gonna go on Facebook and send a girl whose head isn't covered a friend request who lives in America, who they clearly see is not Muslim. It's just not gonna happen. They're not going to even do things like that. So the fact that Daya is willing to even converse, even entertain the fact of dating, calling this girl his wife, he knows she's an exotic dancer, he knows she's Catholic, and he's still like, oh, you just need to convert. That lets me know that he's not serious about his religion either. He really just wants her to stop wearing crosses. He wants her to stop saying she's Catholic and just start saying she's Muslim. That's all he wants her to do. That's it. I don't see him asking her to do anything that is particularly Muslim, because if he wanted that, he would marry a Muslim girl, because Muslim men who are serious about their religion go and find the girl who is covered from neck to ankle. He's not going to marry some girl who is an exotic dancer. He's not even going to talk to her. Like, it's an abomination for me to even speak to you with your chest out, with your arms out, with you dancing on a pole. I can't even talk to you because my religion says that I can't. So the fact that he is doing that lets me know right there, he ain't for real. So just say we Muslim, yeah, whatever. I have to take my cross necklace off. Okay, he not gonna have you doing all the extra stuff because he not doing it. He don't care about it, clearly. Or he wouldn't be speaking to you. That's all I was saying. Now, Marta has every right to say no. She has every right to hold on to her faith that, she feels it's so rooted in her. That's her right. But I'm just saying, if it was me and I was an exotic dancer and I met a man who was Muslim and he was cool with me being an exotic dancer, I know off the bat he's not a serious Muslim. And if he wanted me to say I was Muslim in order for us to be together, I'd be like, okay, I'm Muslim now. We're a Muslim family. And that don't mean I gotta ever crack open a Quran. I ain't gotta ever cover my head. I ain't gotta ever bow down and pray 5 times a day. I ain't gotta ever eat pork. I can sneak a pork chop when he ain't looking. I can do everything I've been doing. It don't matter. Whatever. That's all I was saying. So this week they decided to video chat. It was real awkward because he didn't understand what she was saying. After she said, hey, how are you? He was confused. He was hollering to folks in the background, honey. He wasn't studying Marta. Clearly this dude is trying to come to America to be a model. That's what I really think. I think he thinks he is the cat's pajamas. He thinks he is the finest thing walking. He thinks he's a good looking guy, and he is a good looking guy, but I think he knows it. And that's kind of my problem. I hate guys who are good looking and they know it. Those are the worst. But yeah, he wants to come be a model, I think, and she's gonna be the ticket over here. He ain't studying Marta at all. He wasn't even having a conversation with her. He hollering at his cousins in the background and everybody else, talking about she got a cross on. He pointed to her neck and she was like, don't you like my necklace? Asking him, do you like your necklace, is equivalent to Darcy asking Jesse, do you like my makeup? You already know he don't. And then you want to act all hurt when he gets irritated and then want to get off the phone. Well, don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to, boo-boo. Like, what is wrong with these women? Are you that desperate for somebody? This man, oh God, like, this relationship is so in the toilet. I'm thinking they probably only got like 2 more episodes before it's over with. She is packing her bags to go over there and meet this man. I'm like, he can't even sit and hold a conversation with you for longer than 5 minutes. Like, why are you even wearing your cross? You already know this man don't like that. I guess she thinks she gonna convince him. I guess she thinks she gonna convince him to continue to let her be Catholic, and everything's gonna be all right. But he is firm on it. She either needs to get right or she gonna get left. But that's basically it for Marta and Daya. Let's move on to the last couple. So last is Michael and Angela. So this week, Michael and Angela are waking up the next morning after their huge blowout fight, where basically Angela says she was done, honey. She said she was gonna go home, but then she got to counting pennies in that wallet and realized she didn't have enough for an early flight. And so she decided to go ahead and go to bed. So they wake up the next morning. Michael's kneeling down at the foot of her bed, honey, just pleading his case, trying to beg for forgiveness. I told him not to do that last week. I told him, let her go, let this go. Just let her go on back home, Michael. But no, he wants to, you know, make it right so that he can get to America and meet Donald Trump. Angela just basically says, I'm going to give you these last 2 days of my trip to make it up to me, and we're going to see how it goes. And I'm just rolling my eyes because I'm like, honey, this needs to end now. Like, this needs to end. I think really why Angela basically said, I'm going to give you the next 2 days to see if, because she had 2 days left. Like, she's in Nigeria. She's the only white person that I've seen on this show in Nigeria so far. She's the only white person that she's seen in Nigeria. She has seen nobody else. Where is she going to go? Michael is the only person she knows. She has no backup plan. She would literally be sitting in her hotel room for 2 days straight until it was time for her to go home. So instead of doing that, she just decides to say, okay, fine, I'll just hang out with you. Maybe we can have sex a couple more times before I go back to Georgia. So they are riding back in the car from the island resort back to the hotel, and Angela is in that front seat, honey, knocked out, baby. She was snoring like a pit bull. Michael, for some reason, wanted to move her bag from the back to the front. I think he was being a little passive aggressive because maybe she was snoring and he wanted to kind of wake her up without waking her up. And he bust her in the head with that bag, and she was like, I'm gonna have a black eye, Michael. I'm gonna have a black eye. She was just hurt by that. That was so funny. He was like, I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. I'm like, Michael, you're not sorry. You did that junk on purpose. What was the point of moving the bag? Like, why? I don't understand. Like, why'd you need to move the bag? Like, I feel like he did that on purpose. So they get back to the hotel room. Angela's still acting like she's all irritated. Honey, her attitude is on 10. And she's not having none of what Michael's saying. You know, she's telling him she's trying to give him another chance. But she really is irritated and kind of done in her mind. But like I said, she got nowhere else to go. So she got to stick it out. Michael decides to try to make it up to Angela by taking her out for a romantic dinner. It was actually the nicest restaurant I've seen them go to. So I was kind of slyway impressed. And, you know, Michael, once again, is pleading his case, and Angela's kind of being skeptical. She's just telling him the truth, how she feels. She doesn't think that this relationship is necessarily going to work. Basically, the conversation kind of went something like this.
No, Michael, I just don't know. I just don't know. Because I can't trust you. I can't trust you. You got them girls on your phone. You're following. Okay? You got the blowjob incident. I just can't trust you, Michael. It's just too many lies, Michael. I just don't know what to do. I don't think this gonna work. Okay? Because I've been through this too many times, Michael. I've been through this too many times, and I've been hurt, and I don't want to be hurt no more, okay? I want to be loved. Okay? I deserve to be loved. Okay, yes, baby. Yes, I understand that. Yes, I lied. Yes, I got the BJ. Yes. I know, baby. I know, baby. I know, baby. Yes. Michael, I just don't know, Michael. I'm not sure. I just feel like I can't trust you, Michael. I just can't trust you, Michael. Baby, look. I got you a cake. I just don't know. What? Well, what kind of cake is it? It's your favorite. It is your favorite. It is yellow icing and vanilla cake. Well, Michael, you know, well, let me taste the cake then, Michael. Let me just taste it. See if it tastes good. Let me just see. Okay, Michael, you know, this cake is delicious, Michael, yes. I feel the trust starting to come back, Michael. I feel it. It's coming with the cake, you know, and, you know, maybe we can take this on back to the room and, you know, yeah, we can do something with that cake. Going back, box that up. We're going to get on out of here. Baby, thank you. Thank you, baby. I really want to get to America, baby. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you.
That was it. He literally gave her a piece of cake, and that was his apology. And, you know, cake, she's a woman after my own heart, because I'm a sucker for some cake too. Like, I literally go to people's weddings just so I can get the cake. I got a weakness for cake too, Angela. I'm with you, girl. You know, he brought that cake out, and she was like, okay, we can make it work. That was it. That was all he needed. He needed to give her some cake, and that was it. And that was the way to her heart, was through her stomach. Thank you guys so much for watching me once again. I really appreciate you. Just have no idea how much it means to me every single time you watch my videos. Thank you guys for being patient and waiting on me to get this video out a little bit later in the week. I thank you guys for being so patient and just waiting on it and still watching, even though it's basically the end of the week. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show as it airs in real time every Sunday night. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week in the recap. Bye. a homegoing celebration of Miss Ruby May. Sunrise, November 2014. Sunset, September 2018. I'll just say a few words about Miss Ruby. She was a good camera. She was a good camera. She been through many. Oh, we've been through so much together. Why you had to take a Lord, David? She wasn't ready, Lord. It wasn't her time. It was not her time, Lord. Miss Ruby, I know you with Jesus now. Because the Bible says to be absent from the body is to be present with you, Lord. Let the church say amen. Amen again. Miss Ruby, we gonna miss you, girl. You brought so much joy to so many people in your time, and we done did so many videos together, and I'm gonna miss you, girl. I'm gonna miss you, girl. Y'all say bye to Miss Ruby now. Ruby May. Jesus now.